Hello everybody, we have just wrapped the second downhill race weekend of the 2025 season. It has been immense. I managed to catch the cork off the back of the men's elite winner, but you'll have to watch on to find out who that was. First up, we are going to be showing you the women's highlights. Here we go.
Here we go. Valentina Hall neatly does it, 177 beats per minute on the Whoop Live. Zone 4, she's got more in the tank yet, 6.5 now, she's found another 10. Valentina Hall heads down towards the line. Is this going to be her first winning time of the year? Hall crosses the line, goes 6.4 seconds faster than Camille Balanche. Gracie Hemstreet leaves the start hut here in Loudenvielle, Périgueux. Conditions out on course as fast as they've been all week, but it's brutal out there. Wind up top, moving around, and the track just getting eaten alive, full of bumps, holes. You can see all the bedrock exposed, dust covering it. So this is Gracie Hemstreet attacking that time of Valentina Hall now. Really neatly through that apex marker. She's 1 second faster than Hall currently. Gracie Hemstreet has found a load of time here in the woods, and is she heading for the hot seat in Loudenvielle, Périgueux?
Look at how fast she came through that last section.
Gracie Hemstreet absolutely motoring here in France. One more turn to go, blows it apart. Gracie Hemstreet crosses the line and goes 3.1 seconds faster than Valentina Hall. Oh, just got pushed wide there, Hattie. Looked like she may have lost some time.
It didn't look as good as Gracie got it, that's for sure. But, I mean, she's doing great with it still.
6.7 back for Seagrave now. This is not looking good for her. It's going to put her into third place still. Seagrave crossed the line, third place. The crowd going absolutely crazy, and Nicole down and out here in Loudenvielle, Périgueux. Max Commensal cannot believe it, nor can Gracie Hemstreet. Gracie Hemstreet takes the win from Valentina Hall. Tanny Seagrave is third, Camille Balanche fourth, Anna Newkirk fifth place. Happy with that?
I think she'll be happy with that, but she'll see that she could have been third with less than a second faster, so that might be a stinger.
Ladies and gentlemen, Gracie Hemstreet!
Gracie Hemstreet comes down that track fastest. She is the first Canadian woman to win our World Cup, and that smile wouldn't stop shining ever since that happened. It was unbelievable seeing the celebrations in her pit as well, with Norco claiming their first win in a World Cup in this iteration. So many firsts and such a brilliant ride from her. It kind of got us thinking about the first ever experience of a big win that you might have had. I know that Josh has got a lot that he's causing his mind to think of, including something that happened with a mohawk at one point.
Oh, the mohawk, yeah. There was I mean, you know, there's plenty of victories over our time. Air guitar champion in 2003. Right. I asked for a haircut in Austria and Innsbruck that he kept on saying something that I thought he meant like a mohawk, and then I came out looking like a shrimp, and all of a sudden it was like a skin fade. You could have lit a match on the side of my head, and it was the week before World Champs in Leger in, when was this, 2021, maybe 2022? So I showed up with
People
this
loved it.
fresh mohawk, and I just had to like step into the swagger. I was like, yeah, I meant this. Race didn't go so well. I started out third, and then I had a few issues and made my way backwards. But I did have a sprint that day. Actually, this wasn't a win, but I'll claim it. That day, last lap, so Peter Sagan started last, and he was making his way up. I started at the front.
Peter Sagan story.
And then came back. And on the last couple of laps, I could hear him because the crowd would go mental. So we're coming in, and I knew if I could catch him on the downhill, we'd make our way back to the start. Kate's heard this story a time or two. So I could catch him on the downhill. I overtook him, and I'm like, whoa, here we go. I'm going to have a sprint with Peter Sagan here on the e-bike world champs. Mind you, we're racing for 15th or 16th. I blew my own doors off laps ago. 15th or 16th, we come in, I was like, right, here we go. go. Here we go. There was a couple of rock sections to go, and I went over this one rock section and a massive man-made rock garden, and I could double it. And I heard him coming behind me. He tried to double it. He ran right out of talent, went straight out the front door. I come around the corner thinking, right, here we go. Green jersey's going to be mine. Here we go. Come around the corner, I look back, and I see his bike just cartwheeling behind me, and I just had this massive moment and giggled to myself. It wasn't a victory, but I claimed it.
Peter Sagan's actually a massive fan of the beeline, so I think he's going to be calling himself, asking for the producers to take that terrible moment out of his memory. Yeah, that is one of Josh's favourite stories, so I was surprised you.
It was an emotional day, man.
If you haven't heard it before,
yeah.
Keep coming back for more. He will bring it out again. Maybe in a more serious, emotional way, we could pass over to Hattie for her. What does it mean when you get that breakthrough win?
Yeah, I think for me, I instantly think of the first Enduro World Cup I won.
I thought you were going to talk about Uno or Monopoly. Oh, now you're going to talk about your actual career.
Pub quiz, yeah.
Not so good at that stuff. I stick to the bikes. But in 2021, I won my first Elite Enduro World Cup, and it was super emotional. It's often the people that you have there to share it with. I had the woman Tracy Mosley that had kind of mentored me and got me into cycling, and she was there, and to see her at the finish line and to just go through all of those emotions with her and the team and just everyone that had put effort into it, in myself included, it was a really, really special moment. And I can imagine Gracie is going through all those emotions right now. I'm sure she's on the phone to her parents if they're not here, and all of her friends and everything. So I can imagine it's going to take her a while for that all to sink in, if it ever really does.
And it doesn't get any sweeter than the first. The first win that you have, the first national championship you get, you never know how that's going to feel. The second one, the third one, I was lucky to win 6 Australian e-bike national championships in cross country and enduro back home, and the pressure builds, but there's nothing as sweet as that first one. Nothing as sweet as that first North American win I had in back in 2012, 2013. You don't know what it feels like. You don't know if you're capable, and then it happens, and it happens in an effortless way that it's it catches you off guard. You're like, what am I that good? And then you do it again, and then you do it again, and then all of a sudden you become a bit of a juggernaut and you start winning. The biggest thing that Gracie has up her sleeve, to bring it back to seriousness just for 1 second, Greg Minnaar.
Yeah.
Greg Minnaar is one of the most winningest riders of all time. He is maybe the GOAT of our mountain bike industry with the amount of races that he won. He only just retired last year. He's won countless world championships, races, podiums, all of it. He's in Gracie's corner now. His role as team director is to manage all of those kids. Denny Hart's there. He's won a world championship and a bunch of World Cups. That may be the start of a bit of momentum that Hattie Harnden's going to have to deal with moving forward.
Ooh, yeah, big stuff. In terms of it's easy to look back on it and kind of change what you felt on that morning because of everything that came after. But do you remember if there was anything different about that day as you were preparing? Do you feel like you had any kind of, I don't want to call it premonition, but any feeling that was slightly different heading into that big race that you won?
Actually, no, I had quite a weird experience. I actually had the polar opposite. I was
cool.
I was really not feeling it. I wasn't really sure I actually really wanted to be there. And I was really, really struggling at the start of the day. And I saw my teammates as I left, because in enduro, the boys go off behind us. And I remember looking at them going, yeah, I'm not really sure I'm feeling this today. Really just thought about not doing it. And then, I don't know, you kind of just get into the day, and especially in enduro, the whole vibe and the community of you're riding with the other girls, and you're just ticking away through the day and each stage, and you build, and the adrenaline and the excitement about the day builds up as well. And it's, yeah, I guess you don't get that quite so much in the downhill, although possibly you do, like Gracie was saying about in practice this morning, she was feeling really good, and maybe that's enough, and that gives you that that premonition that you're talking about. Maybe she had the feeling that today was going to be the day.
Oh, well, brilliant stuff, guys. Congrats again on the Mohawk champs. And
it was a haircut, man. It was quite aggressive. Yeah.
I love it.
You'd wake up and you'd feel yourself go shink on the side of the pillow. I was like, yep, we're game ready.
We can bring that back. I feel like that one needs to be. We've not got long enough until the next run of races, but maybe after that.
If Peter Sagan shows up, I'll get a Mohawk. We'll sprint each other again.
Okay.
No worries.
Yeah, maybe we need a bet or something for the Mohawk to come back.
I know a few people.
Yeah. I think you've got a bet with your team, though, actually, don't you? Speaking of bets.
Tell us.
Right. Before we do wrap this up, let's get this straight to the internet. Hattie Harnden
Yes.
is likely to be one of the great downhill riders of the next generation. And her team has said if she wins a downhill World Cup, everyone has to shave their head to a number 1.
The boys. The boys.
Oh.
The girls aren't in on this
Oh,
one.
yeah, that makes sense.
Well,
Okay, we'll
it's
give you that
literally
one.
just me and Monica. But
Yeah,
like,
okay, that's
come
fine.
on.
the boys all have to shave their heads.
That's
but then they
worthwhile.
flipped it the other way, and this one actually could be worse, is if one of the boys is to win a World Cup, they bet me that I had to ride a whole day of downhill practice at the next World Cup with all my body armour on the outside of my kit.
Oh, that's okay. I thought you were going to say you're going to bleach your hair. I was like, Hattie Harden with bleached blonde hair. That's
Can
a
you
sight.
imagine though, your knee pad, your elbow pad, your chest plate, all on the outside?
Just go and look on the other side of the hill. Someone's wearing it around here somewhere. Guaranteed.
Yeah, but the downhillers are like the fashion police. They're all very trendy.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
That's
So
it.
no, that's the bet. If Hattie wins, size 1, Reece Wilson, Reece Werner,
Aeon
Bruce
Racing
Werner.
will look like they will just come
Well,
out.
Reece Werner might shave his head too.
Oh, really?
Maybe. If you win.
Let's hear from Gracie Hemstreet.
Gracie, unreal. First ever Canadian woman to win a World Cup. Talk us through the emotions.
I don't really know. I'm shaking, but yeah, I actually can't believe it. This has been a dream come true forever, so yeah, it's finally happened. So.
Technically, you were phenomenal. Over those jumps and everything, you made up so much time in those woods sections. So tell us about it.
Yeah, I just tried to death grip and go as fast as I could, but yeah, braked when I was a bit scared of, the loose stuff, but yeah, no, I was fully pinned everywhere else, so.
Talking about that fear, how do you overcome that?
I don't know. Just be cautious in those sketchy areas and then just let it go and the rest. Yeah.
And then the conditions, did the wind affect you out there?
Yeah, the triple at the top, I couldn't hit it. I rolled it and yeah, it was hard. I was like, oh my God. But yeah, almost died a couple times, but it's okay.
There she is then, reveling in becoming the first Canadian woman to win a UCI Downhill World Cup, and what a way to do it. So that was the first race of the day. Up came next the men's elite. Let's see what happened.
Next out of the gate, though, a UCI World Cup winner on his debut back in Lenzerheide, Jordan Williams. 2.2 seconds now, Josh.
Jordan Williams. Now, I think he's been benefiting from this extra time. The pressure is on. He's been having to do Q1 and Q2 in both rounds so far this season.
He likes this new bike as well with the over-bottom bracket suspension design. Jordan Williams is about to go fastest here in Loudenvielle, Pays-Rigoux, as he crosses the line and goes into first position by 2.3 seconds. Jackson Goldstone has absolutely hit that third sector that we know that can be key, and he's 1.4 seconds faster. Does the big gap, but tags the lip on the way through.
Gets the high line over the scrub wall. Jackson Goldstone, he's been struggling with the drag this week, but look at the speed he's carrying. He gets above the pocket of line here.
Moves us back from our own monitors here in the booth. Jackson Goldstone, 1.4 seconds faster. He's 2.4 seconds faster. Just as I say that, the Santa Cruz Syndicate star is heading for the hot seat here in Loudenvielle, Pays-Rigoux. If he can get the job done and get to the line, this is Jackson Goldstone back at his scintillating best, and he's heading for the hot seat here in Loudenvielle, Pays-Rigoux by 2.9 seconds. Jordan Williams can hardly look. What a performance from one of the sport's biggest stars, Jackson Goldstone. Oh, look at Jackson Goldstone, stood by himself, watching what might be his chances of winning his third UCI World Cup disappear. He's 7/10 of a second faster now. It's split free, so he has lost time, but he's still in the green.
Has he gone too fast up the top? He's still got a bit of time up his sleeve. He is absolutely pin perfect at the bottom. He loses a bit of speed here. Time's going to come back to Goldstone.
He's lost a little bit there, a little bit. He's 4/10 of a second back now. The lights go red for the first time for Amaury Piron, but there is time down here. Piron sends the bike across that piece, turns hard right off the Redbull drop, turns right again, one more corner to go. Is Amaury Piron going to win in Loudenvielle? He goes second. Jackson Goldstone wins again at the UCI Downhill World Cup. The French fans are stunned. Goldstone, Piron, Williams your top three here.
Ainsi le retour de l'enfant prodige, je file deuxième Canadien sur la planche du podium, Jackson Goldstone.
And we have your winner with us on the beeline, Jackson Goldstone, back on the top of the podium. What did that mean to you?
Wow, I mean, yeah, that meant everything. You know, it was such a long recovery last year. I was, you know, definitely battling some demons and with an ACL recovery there, but oh man, it feels good to be back. I can't even speak.
Beautifully expressed there. When you talk about the demons, it's physical, but it's also the mental challenge of getting back out there. Can you talk more about that?
Yeah, I mean, you know, 6 months off the bike is something I've never done before in my life. You know, I've been riding since I was so young that I've literally never taken a break. So I had to, you know, that was a whole new learning experience for me. So, you know, I had to, you know, really just put my head down, focus on the knee as much as I could, and just spent hours and hours in the gym trying to get it right. But it's
oh my God, that sounds
good
so
to know
boring.
that it's no, I know. It's good to know that it's strong enough to win again. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, clearly you put a lot of time into everyone in the bottom section. Was that like deliberate to pace the run like that, or was that just how it came about?
I knew I had to, yeah, try and hold my own up top. The wind was probably the biggest struggle for me, actually. I, you know, tried a new inside line for the first time in that run, and then also I think I got lucky with a pretty good tailwind, I hope. I don't know what it was like for everyone else, but...
We're showing you your run for the first time.
Oh yeah, here we go. That was the inside just there, but yeah, kind of as soon as I crossed that second split is where I was feeling really, really good on track, and I knew I had to give it absolutely everything I had in there, and yeah, got wind blowing off that scrub wall for sure, but yeah, it was a good run. I will say that. It was definitely had its moments though.
We were wondering, oh sorry Josh, we were just wondering beforehand, of course, because you're a little bit less, let's say, built than some of the guys.
Oh yeah, you could say that.
Okay, so you had to put extra weight onto your bike, and you were trying to manage that. That was part of the challenge with the wind in particular.
Yeah, exactly. So we added, I think it was like 1.3 kgs on the bottom side of the bike just to try and, you know, do something. And yeah, definitely actually made a slight difference up top, and you know, I felt like I was rolling way quicker today. So also upped the PSIs in the tires a bit.
Now, obviously, you had a fantastic start. Some of those demons you mentioned, you conquered them in Tasmania earlier in the year in a phenomenal run. The form that I personally saw from you in Tasmania was the Jackson Goldstone of old. We came to Bielsko-Biala. It wasn't exactly what we expected with the pressure that we put on you.
Yeah.
How does this feel to now come out with not only the result, but the way that you rode? I feel like the way you rode maybe means more to you than just the result.
Oh, 100%. Obviously, you know, the win means everything, but, you know, I definitely felt like I was back today. You know, I was struggling a lot in Poland. Flat, muddy track and a sickness does not pair well. So, yeah, being healthy here and a dry track where I'm able to, you know, keep up to those guys is, yeah, made all the difference.
Now, you were half a second back in the first split, and you mentioned how much you were struggling with the wind, that extra weight. Was that something like Hattie mentioned before? Were you preparing for that? Well, I mean, yourself compared to Richie Rude's 96 kilos.
Exactly.
It's a bit of a difference at the top of the
only
hill.
60 of mine. So, no, exactly. I got blown out of the gate pretty hard. Also, wasn't an amazing start. Kind of messed up a little bit, but you know, over those first 3 rollers, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going nowhere. And yeah, I was just had to put all my energy up top and try and recover in that, you know, second to third split over the bridge. And yeah, I was able to push hard for the bottom.
And you said that you weren't actually feeling too stressed heading into the start hut today, but the pictures sort of suggest otherwise.
I think I was definitely more stressed after my run than before my run.
Yeah, and then this is the end here. This is where you were trying to find out. Is this
yeah,
during?
Look at that. There you go.
Is that during Amory's run?
Yeah, that's major stress right there. So don't read my lips there. I'm definitely swearing. Sorry, guys.
We can blur it out, I think, through the magic of technology. What's going through your head there?
Oh, a million emotions. You know, I was just trying to see if my last sector was going to hold up. And
it really did.
It did, yeah. I really gave it in all the way to the end. I felt like my run just got better and better as it got down.
Now, you and Gracie have ridden a lot together over the years. You've raced well together. You're from the same neck of the woods in BC and Canada. How does that feel to both be on the top step here? You were both on the top step in Medina in February, and now to be here in Loudenvielle, and maybe one of the hardest World Cup tracks we've seen in a couple of years. Does that hold a special little place inside?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I haven't really been able to watch most of the women's yet. I know Gracie obviously won, and heard she had a stellar run. So, yeah, really stoked to see Canada on top. And you know, it's crazy that you know, in a 100-kilometer radius, there's 2 World Cup winners on the same day from where we live.
Yeah, I guess like going into the next race, you're obviously on a complete high after that. Is Leogang that's always been one that's good for you, or looking at the overall more or something?
Oh, I mean, yeah, I wouldn't call overall second race in. Definitely, you know, this race helped a lot more than Poland for that. But yeah, no, I'm looking forward to Leogang. I've had my ups and downs there. Been really close to winning, and you know, I made that mistake 2023 right at the end. But yeah, no, I'm stoked for that track. I've always loved that race run, so can't wait.
You put that race run down here today, but tell us what goes into making that happen. There's a huge team of people behind you. Who goes into your corner and is a part of your team to put down a run like that together? I mean, that starts, not only does it start on Monday or Tuesday when you arrived, but way back when in the dark days of that ACL the last couple of seasons.
Oh, 100%. You know, our team's a lot bigger this year with more riders, and you know, I think we're up to 16 of us, and you know, every single person was under behind my back, and you know, I just got to give it up to the syndicate for all the support, and you know, my trainer back home as well. He you know, put me through the works to get back here, and yeah, cheers, Damo.
Oh, that's a good way to end it, I think. Thank you so much, Jackson, for coming in to talk to us, and well done again. I mean, everything we saw out there just seems like this is Jackson Goldstone back as much as you could possibly ever have hoped for, and I hope it feels like that for you.
Yeah, definitely. Let's ride this high for as long as we can.
I bet you're glad that we're racing against next weekend,
yeah, exactly.
Right?
Get me back in the gate.
All right, well, we will do very soon, but before that, we need to just get to another interview with some of the home heroes here today, talking to Josh.
Loic Bruni, Loris Vergier, what a day. That was pretty wild up there. It was insane. The wind, the condition, the crowd, it was really sick. The bike looked phenomenal. How good did that feel on course before it didn't? The bike was good. It was just a bit, the tire was soft on the back, and I felt like not so good, but hopefully we can build on that. Speaking of tires in the back, your rear tire tore your pants a new one. Talk us through that drama as it unfolded down the course.
Yeah, it was difficult. The wind, headwind all the top. I was battling to carry the speed, and I was like already physically too much in the red, and then I usually jump that stall wall after the whoops, and then with the wind I couldn't jump it, so I came brake super late and almost went over the bar. I was like, ah! What the hell? I'm not so proud of that move, but after that I was trying to regroup, but I never really regrouped. I was always like off rhythm and not feeling good on the track, so I'm not proud of my performance, but it is what it is.
How difficult was that? It looked like you got unsettled, then you regrouped and then came back. How difficult was it to go through those emotions when your heart is in your mouth?
I was just like, I knew I was not riding for a really good run, so I was just trying to salvage a decent result, but I was overriding, I was like not carrying the speed, I was in the holes. I was struggling a little bit with sleeping all week, and I think I wasn't fresh enough. So it's one of these weekends where I need to recover and forget about it.
Well done anyway. Thanks, Loic.
Thank you.
So these guys and girls have got about 5 minutes, feels like, to catch their breath, and then they go again. It's our triple header in Leogang this coming weekend. So straight back on the bike, Hattie. What are you hoping for next? That feels like quite a loaded question off to your Q2 this weekend. But what are you looking to do next weekend in Leogang?
Oh, I'm just looking forward to a fresh week, giving it a new go, and it's a new venue for me. Like, I've raced enduro there, but not the downhill. So I'm looking forward to fresh new track, just having a load of fun, back with the team, and just giving it another go.
You feel like Leogang is not one you've necessarily, how to put this, like targeted. This is not the one you feel like you're going to be the most at home in. Is that right?
I'm really looking forward to the wood section, like the bottom half of the track. It looks really, really cool every year, like mud or dry. Like, honestly, it looks like a lot of fun. So I'm really excited about that, and I think that could be a lot of play into my strengths a bit. Yeah, but I'm not so sure about the top section. I mean, it's super high speed, and there's the motorway section, obviously, and yeah. I'm going to find out next week.
Oh, we can't wait. And Josh, what are you looking forward to?
Well, I'm looking forward to this battle continue. I think we're getting back into the established tracks of Leogang. Leogang's quite a simple track obviously it's not simple, but there is a lot of speed at the upper section. Times are extremely tight, as we saw here, and that lower woods can be really, really, really important to the times. And overall, looking forward to see Hattie Harnden qualify this next round. But yeah, I think, you know, the pace is the level's lifted for sure. We've seen some other riders like Pointvian put in a great ride here today. Oliver Zoir put in a great ride this weekend, and I think we're going to see some big battles. The Q2, the Q1, the qualification scenario is going to start to settle in. So we've had a bit of an unsettled race here this weekend. The course may not blow out as much as we see here in Loudenvielle, so it may be able to be controlled. I mean, there's a lot of answers there.
I'm hyped about it. Yeah, I feel like Q2 is my favourite thing. I just love the intensity of it and everything on the line.
Do you like Q2, Hattie? Not yesterday.
We need to get out of here because, as you can see, everyone's packing up and ready to get on to Leogang. So we hope you'll join us then across TNT Sports, and of course come back and find the Beeline wherever you see this kind of stuff. We'll see you soon.